everyone. Welcome. Let me get this set up over here. We're gonna go live and we're gonna be crafting today super cute bunny shelf huggers. So cute. All right, so today we're gonna be crafting these bunny shelf huggers. I have them right here. Welcome. Let me get my Facebook over here pulled up. Y'all, some of y'all probably watch other people, and some of them are in all the places, and it does take a second. It takes me a second to get it set up. But once we get it set up and we get it going, it's all good. Alrighty, let's copy and send this out. Whoops, I can't type. Paste. Send. That's done. Okay, let's go back to Facebook. Sweet. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let me pull this up over here on the phone so I can keep track of everything. I'm trying to multitask. Very challenging at times. Hello, everyone. Oh, let me turn it down. Okay, welcome everyone. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you guys? Welcome to my video. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Grab my wax paper. Hello. I'm gonna take off my sweater because it is it's a little warm in here. Hello, friends. All right, let's do the thing, shall we? So we're gonna craft the bunny shelf huggers. I'm gonna fix the pictures that are in my shop because the photos are of the arms backwards. And I did not realize that until after the fact. So I just got them photographed today and fixed. So they are going to be corrected, okay? Hello, everyone. Welcome. Super excited that you are here. You received your box today? Well, good. I'm so glad. Hello, everybody. So, really quick, thank you so much to everyone who shopped with us during our sale. We absolutely appreciate every single one of you. Dylan and Mason have already started working on all of those. April started working on them. So, we are getting those processed. And hopefully our new process, we're going to learn how it's going to go. So, we've gone through all the old ways that we were processing, and now we're doing everything the new way, and we're about to find out. We are about to find out just how good it's going to be. So, if there's any delays or anything like that, or you see anything wrong, please send us a message so we can find anything that we may have missed. And, yeah, basically that's about it. Just thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your orders. We appreciate you so much. So, let's get started today by me telling you about these two. So these are two different kits. They're the bunny shelf huggers. There's also bear shelf huggers, and then there's also a leprechaun. There's a couple of different ones. We also have a snowman, and we got spring bear, Easter bear, Valentine's bear, two bunnies. We've got the leprechaun, we have a snowman, and hopefully she will release more of this type of project. Oh, we've got a duck. We've got the duck. So there is a couple of these, but these in particular are in the Easter collection. So if you comment the word bunny or Jesus, those are the keywords. Egg, bunny, or Jesus takes you to, you'll get a message to the Easter collection. If you are on YouTube, I put a link in the description on YouTube for you to go to the search query for the bunny huggers, because there are two different ones, and I just wanted you to be able to find them. So, second thing I was gonna say, I can't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, I told you I fixed the picture. I will fix the pictures. I just took them. There was something else I think I was gonna tell you, and I completely forgot about it. So I don't remember. Let's see. Let me go back in my comments. How did my appointment go? I have like a plum colored nail today. So I did a plum color. I think it's really pretty. I did spend 4 hours last night watching television and soaked off my nails. So yeah, it went great. It's a new place. April's took a little longer because she had to have her soaked off. I already was there ready to go. But I got the Gel X. They did a really good job. So I got a plum color. I figured it's still February. Next time I go back, I'm probably going to get a green. So, for like St. Patrick's. So it did go really well. They were really nice. We got there at about 8:50 this morning and they were ready to go. It was just me and April there. It was like VIP treatment. It was very special. It was very nice. Let's see. These bunnies are so cute. Well, thank you. It's been a great day. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Hazel. Hello, Debbie. You got a box of goodies today. That is so fantastic. How is Zach? They said that his nausea could be related to his hernia. It could just be he's nauseous. Was just nauseous. They said his hernia is not emergent, so they sent him home. So he's okay. He's doing okay. So thank you for asking. What does my shirt say? It says, "Be savage, not average." Be savage, not average. I love sassy shirts. Jean got her order today. Thank you, Diana, for asking about Zach. Jean says she ordered one of those bunnies. I'm so excited. I did like the new place. I did. I love that nail color. I don't know the color of it, but it was really pretty. It was a really pretty color. All right, so thank you for being here. If you guys want to chit chat in the comments, I will read them. I can see my iPad over here. If you are watching on YouTube, you are welcome to chime in and say hello. On YouTube, the video replay will be in the live tab. There is like shorts, uploads, and then like live videos. There is different ones. It will be in the live videos, and you'll be able to watch the replay and skip through. I do not. I don't want to say like I want to waste anyone's time, but I take my time doing these to teach you guys stuff. So hopefully you can take something away from it. And I'm also kind of chatty, and then I don't know, like I just take my time. So hopefully people enjoy it around here. So glad he's okay. Me too. Me too. Hello, Liz. Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hi, Kendra. Hello, Stephanie. So we're going to do these bunnies. You could do a brown bunny, you could do a white bunny, you could do a gray bunny, you could do a pink bunny, you could do a colored bunny. It is whatever you want to do. I'm going to do what I feel like is going to be a great choice for me, which is a white bunny and a gray bunny. One bunny is holding a carrot, one bunny is holding a basket of carrots. So the two bunnies are different, and you'll see that. Hold on. What did I do with them? There they are. I have them put together right here, so let me show you. So this is what the bunny looks like right here. So it's a little shelf hugger, and this one's holding the little basket with carrots. This one is laying kind of on its belly, and it's kind of holding the carrot down. So they're two different ones. I really love the one holding the basket. It just has so much personality. I just think it's also kind of sassy, you know. Super cute. So that's what we're doing today, are these two. Chatting is great, living alone. Well, listen. If I can keep people company and they have some sort of enjoyment out of this, then, you know, the more the merrier. And I really do hope that people have a great time here. So let's start with the one with the basket. And I think I'm going to do the one with the basket. I'm not going to do these simultaneously like we did yesterday. We're going to work on them one at a time. And it is 4:23, and I think that I can do both of them. So just in case I don't get to both of them, my goal is to do both of them. But we're gonna start with this one really quick, which has got the one holding the basket. So let's go over this really quick. You have pieces you do not need to paint, okay? And you just need to set them aside. Set them aside. You do not need to paint them. So this piece here, you do not need to paint. So I'm gonna set that over there. This one right here that is numbered, you do not need to paint. Where's my other one? So this one and this one, we do not need to paint. So we're gonna also set those aside. You do not need to paint this one, so you can set that one aside. We need to paint the foot on here. We need to paint this one. We need to paint this. These two you do not need to paint. This is just an additional support for the back in case you need it, so we don't need to paint that. And then we don't need to paint this hand because the hand goes over it. We don't need to paint this right here, so we just need to paint our basket. We need to paint our carrots, our little foot, our carrots here, the little carrot tops. We need to paint those, that one, and then we also need to paint all of these. So the things that we're painting are here. The things we are not painting are all of these. Okay, so we've got these pieces right here. We don't need to paint. You can just set them aside, but you do need them to assemble, okay? So just keep that in mind. Wait. We need to paint the body. We need to paint the body. I just realized that. We need to paint the body. So we do need to paint this one. We do need to paint that. I was incorrect. Hello, Christy Chester. Sure. That is a challenge. Hello, Christy on Facebook or on YouTube. Hello, welcome to our crafty project today. So let's switch over to this view. We're going to get us a plate, and we're going to probably use makeup sponges for this today. So let's do that. I'm going to grab a few here. So I just have these little makeup wedges that we're going to use. And I think I'm going to do this bunny, gray. Let's do this one, the gray one. Oh, colors. I forgot to tell you the colors. All right, we're going to use Storm Cloud Gray. We are going to use Light Mocha. We are going to use Cotton Candy. We are also going to use Cocoa, possibly. Well, these are the colors I picked for both bunnies. So I'm just going to give you all the colors. So Cocoa, I have Terracotta that I may or may not use for the basket. I have Asphaltum, may or may not use for the basket. And then I also have Hauser Medium Green and Spiced Pumpkin. So these are the colors that we're going to use for the bunnies. And we're going to start with the Storm Cloud Gray. And this is going to need a couple of coats. So we're going to do that first. So our bunny is going to be Storm Cloud Gray. It's going to be a gray bunny. It's going to be a cute one. So the other thing that I'm going to do with this bunny is we're going to base coat it with Light Mocha. So I'm going to try something new. Just because I'm curious, instead of doing like a dark wax, you guys know how the other day we dark waxed a couple of different projects that we did. So one of the thoughts that I had about this bunny was, what if I did a base coat of a lighter color with the gray over it and made it look kind of furry, like hair. So I'm going to base coat my bunny with the Light Mocha and overlay the Storm Cloud Gray. Don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to try it out. So we're going to see how this goes. So that's my plan. And we're going to base coat all of the bunny. We are going to pop out the ears because those are going to be pink. All right, so everything that's going to be painted, the color of the bunny is going to be, we need the foot, this one, we need the face, we need the body. We don't need that, and then we need, this is a hand that's holding a carrot, so we're going to need to do that one, and then we have our nose here. So these are the things we're going to need to paint. So we're going to do a base coat first. And let me move that plate out of the way. Let me move all of this stuff over here out of the way so we can just go piece by piece. Sound good? Sounds good. You went to Michael's today. They still sell Americana paint. Correct. But Hobby Lobby's does not. Let's see. AZ Carmela, hello on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Other thing is you're going to need a little scoring tool like this or something to clean out your little lines. So base coat first is going to be light mocha. You could use a white if you want to. I'm going with light mocha. So we're going to go right over this. And we're going to see how this is going to do. Okay. So I'm thinking I can probably just get away with one coat. Let me go ahead and clean these out while I'm here. Go ahead and do it. And then let's go around our little eyeballs. And then I'm going to go ahead and go around the nose, because I have an idea for the nose. All right, let's do the ears. I don't want to double coat it. I just want a single coat. Now you can paint the edges of your bunny if you want. I'm not doing it, but you could certainly do that. So, bunny face has its base coat of the light mocha. Let's do our bunny body. So we're just going to go right over the top of this. This is very forgiving because there's a lot of pieces that lay over, so you don't have to be perfect with it. All we're wanting is like a good base coat. So we're going to put that gray right over the top. All right, there's that. The little foot. Little foot over here. Let's clean that little line out right there. And I am going to go ahead and outline this because, like I said, I have an idea of how I want to do this. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. And I just want to have the lines kind of defined. I was thinking of doing a shadow up underneath before I put the overlay piece on. We'll find out. All right, next. So we've got that and that. Let's do this and then our little hand here. All right. And we're gonna find out. We might apply the gray with a brush. Right, this one. Y'all, these machines are running, so you probably hear them in the background. And the nose. Well, that's a hand. Sorry, it's a hand. Okay, so everything's got its base coat that needs a coat. Nothing else needs a coat of the light mocha. All right, so now we're going to make sure everything's dry. Let me grab a paintbrush. I'm wondering if we apply the gray with a brush, what result we're going to get. Why don't we try it on the body? Hello, everyone. All right, Storm Cloud Gray. So my thought, remember how I told you my thought was to apply the light color and then put the gray over it and see if we can create like a fur look. So I'm going to take my brush. This is a 3/4 inch flat, made in China. Made in China. So we're gonna load up our brush. Remember, the Crafter's acrylic does not have as good of coverage as the Americana. This is a lower price point paint. It's just not as high coverage. So it might take figuring out what we're gonna do here. But I was keeping that in mind. I had that in consideration, okay? That if we go over this bunny with our brush, I wondered what it would look like to get some fur. Pick up some more of that paint. Kind of looks like that. We might need a second coat. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna see what happens. I know it's kind of splotchy right there, but I think this might work really good. I was born to teach. Girl, we were talking about this at the nail salon. I told the guy at the nail salon, I was like, I love to teach people like all the things, but I'm not a people-y person. So I was like, make it make sense. I don't know how to make it make sense. All right, so we're gonna start with the ears, and we're going to let's see, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Let's go downward. Let's go downward like so. And try and do this and just swoop it around. Kind of have to go in a single motion. Let's load this up again and try on this side, and then we'll do the face. Remember, I'm trying to create a little furry bunny with paintbrush and paint. Will it work? I don't know. All right, let's try and do the face. Okay, I'm gonna load this up kind of, not real heavy, but kind of like that. And I'm gonna see about going like in a circle. Again, don't know. Try to go in a circle as quickly as possible. The key here is that you don't want to create double coat coverage. You want to keep it wet while you're doing it. It's gonna look good. Oh my gosh. I actually think my idea is gonna work. Okay, let's do the rest, shall we? Let's do this little leg here. And I just am using this brush. Hello, you were just watching the bees? You were just watching the bees? They turned out lovely. I showed them to Dylan today, and he was like, oh my gosh, I love it. to start laying these on top of each other. See how our bunny is going to come out. Not too bad. We might need another coat. You can't see the little brush strokes. I can see them. I'm trying to make it look like hair. All right, this hand. Well, I think it's great. It's great. Now I'm afraid to do a second coat. But I think I can sand this kind of scratchy to make it look like hair. So I'm going to stick that brush over here. And then I think I'm going to ears. So the ears are going to be pink. So these little ears are going to be cotton candy. There is stuff in my paint. Hello everyone! Happy Tuesday? Hope you're having a great day. Kind of looks like Pepto Pink. Let's do our carrots and our greens. Hair, yeah. All right, this is spice pumpkin. Oh, I can barely get this open. This container has seen better days. Don't need a lot. All right, let's do. You like my nails? They're like a plum color. What I went with is plum. April did pink. She did a pink with like gemstones, like rhinestones. Hers are really pretty. She'll have to come show you hers. She does the stiletto nails. I get a square. I'm very simple. She likes the extra look. All right, this is Hauser Medium Green. And I'm going to use what's in the lid, and I'm just going to cut this in half. Get my scissors. Do the little top tops to our carrots. Just right out of the lid. This is gonna need 2 coats. I can already tell. Oh, come on. Let's do this side. And that one. All right, let's let these dry. Let's go give our carrots another coat. Thank you. I like the color too. I had a hard time picking. I was gonna do a pink, but I had just had pink. And then I was gonna do the gray that I really like, and then I saw this color and I was like, oh, it's kind of like a plum color. I like that. All right, so let's go back to our greens. Do one more coat on top of that. And then we'll do our basket. And then we got to do our bunny's nose. I forgot to do our bunny's nose pink. Let me grab the bunny nose. All right, bunny nose is pink. We're done with this green for right this moment. All right, now we're gonna do our basket. So our little bunny is coming together. I'm gonna scoot this stuff out of the way. Those are all kind of done. Now we're going to do our basket. So a basket, I was thinking of either base coating it with terracotta or doing a cocoa. I think I'm going to go with cocoa, and I'm going to do asphaltum. And we're going to use a paintbrush and a sponge. So the whole base coat of our basket is going to be cocoa. I'm just going to set it right there. And let's grab us a sponge. So that's going to be the top, like this part. And then our basket has a handle, and it is kind of underneath the carrots, so you can just paint over everything. Go right around every single bit of it. I think it was a great color for a basket. And then we're going to add some shading with a paintbrush. So let's go ahead and dry this. I'm going to come back around and do one more coat over the top. Let's do this piece right here again. All right. Hello, everyone. April deserves fancy nails. She loves to get her nails done. I don't mind doing it. I don't know. I would be okay if I didn't. It's not like a detrimental thing for me. Like I don't really feel like I need to, but it's nice to go get them done every now and then. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and lightly sand this. Let's do this one. All right, so I'm gonna get me a piece of wax paper because I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do, and I don't want to make a mess. All right, so what I like to do is I like to take me a little bit of the dark color. In this case, we're going to use asphaltum. Zach is doing okay. They said it was non-emergent and they sent him home. Oh, I told him about your nails. Do you want to come show him?
Oh, sure. I love to.
And you'll be able to see your hands right there.
My nose is running. Where do I put them?
Okay, this is the camera right here.
Oh. La la, ooh, how pretty.
So here's her thumb. You can see. And then she did polka dots on her fingers.
They're all different.
Yeah,
for this
they're
one
all
and this
different.
One. These two are the same, and these three are you know what I'm saying.
And then she's got, is this side the same too?
Yeah, they're the same.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but I love them. I love them. I was very pleased.
Yeah, she did. She does a little stiletto.
Yeah.
But it's very stiletto.
Yeah. It's not as pointy. It is not as pointy as some people get it.
Yeah. I still think they're very dangerous.
I can take someone eye out.
Yeah, she could definitely take someone eye out. Kathy says, dang girl, them are some weapons. I said that yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, Eliza says those are pretty. I told y'all, I get very different from her. Debbie says she would hurt herself for sure. It's so funny. All right, we're gonna need water. Carmela says, beautiful. All right, so you want some water. So I've got a spray bottle with some water. And I'm gonna get my brush wet. And I'm gonna create like a watercolor. So I'm just gonna dip my paintbrush in the water. And I'm gonna try to create like a wash here. So you can kind of see, we might need to add a little bit more pigment. But we want to wash that when we go over it, it's going to leave a little bit of that dark color behind. You probably poke your eye out. She's got built-in, yeah, she does. You've got built-in self-defense nails. She's funny. All right, we're going to go through these little lines here, and we're just going to go right over them, just like so. Just pick up some of that, and then swoosh it off. Get a little bit more. There we go. Just gonna come through and add us some dark to our basket. You could also do like a little highlight too. But I'm going to keep this really simple, just so you can see how just doing these little lines creates a little added dimension to your project. And then if you feel like it needs a little more, just go back over it. I don't think I missed anything. Alright, now I'm going to come through. I'm going to let that sit there for just a second. And I'm going to come through here. And I'm going to do right along the side of this little curve. And we're just going to try to give it a little bit of dimension. Alright, let's come back over here. Let's go back in to our color, our watercolor. Let's do it again. Just got a little bit. And I just want to deepen it another shade. So I'm just going to go over it one more time. And then I'm going to sand this, so it's going to tone it down just a little bit. Alright, so there we have that. And then we're going to go through the top handle and do the same thing we did over there on the other. Let's dry it. Put my brush back. You're a square nails person, but you love how other... I think hers are really pretty. I like, oh gosh, it's so pretty. I just wouldn't do it for me. Alright, so we're going to take our sandpaper, go over it just a little, just so it's kind of subtle. It's not a lot. It should be dry now. Do our handle. Alright, so now we can just set this aside. We don't need that. Alrighty, so everything is painted now, and now we can start assembling because our basket, I'm not doing anything really extra to this. Kind of did what I felt like I wanted to do. Alright, we did our little trim piece on there. So now let's go over sanding everything and gluing it together. So let's do, I'm going to use a little scratchy one. So you can see the difference in the two. Not sanded, sanded. Alright, let's do our nose. I'll probably add some blush to the nose even though it's already pink. These are all sanded. This is sanded. Let's do the hand really quick. I don't really want to do anything else than that. So that one's good. Let's do all of the bunny pieces now. Careful. This is a scratchy one. Try to sand just a little bit around. Alright, so I think the head looks good. Let's do this one. Let's do the little foot. Do the belly. The other foot. Oh, my paper's getting crazy. So let's go ahead and start putting together our bunny so we can see what it looks like. Okay, so this is going to go on top of here. Then this is going to go on here. And then this goes over the top of this. And then our little ears go in. So we have, oh, this one goes up here. Then this one goes in here. Okay. And then we have our little foot here, and then our little hand holding, oh, we got to do our carrots. Got to do our carrots. And we'll add some shadowing and stuff like that. Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. Some speckles on my carrot. The brush marks didn't come off when it was sanded. You may not be able to see the details, but when I take a picture of this, you'll be able to see all the little brush strokes. So basically what's happening, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example really quick. Let me find my paper towel. So let me use this paintbrush right here. Let's do a little lesson. Okay. So I'm going to take my brush. It's not cleaned out, so there's still gray in it. So I'm going to load up this brush. Okay. So I'm going to show you right in this area right here. So when I go and do a coat of paint, so it's got coverage, and then there's like light coverage where you can kind of see through it. So you got a little bit more. So each bristle leaves behind paint, more or less. So when you go and apply it, you have paint that's laid down, and then when you sand it, what's happening is anywhere there's more paint, you're sanding down the layer. Where there's less paint, you're going to expose more of what's under it. So you have thicker and thinner areas. And so when you have the thicker areas, they're not going to distress as much, but the thinner areas are going to be a lot lighter. So everywhere there was a abnormal brushstroke is going to distress differently. So we're not doing full coverage. Okay, let me show you what the difference is. We're not doing full coverage where we're painting it on, and then we're going to dry it and then put another coat on top of it. We're not trying to create even coverage like this. We're trying to create sporadic coverage, so when we sand it, it maintains the brush strokes. So you're not actually sanding it down to nothing. I would have to keep sanding and sanding and sanding, and you would see it slowly disappear, but it would leave behind the little lines of brush strokes. So that's what happens when you do like the different layers, like different application techniques. And when you do them, you learn. So I know that if I did the white and then I did the gray, the likelihood of this type of paint, the Crafter's acrylic, creating like high and low points, when I sand it, it's going to look like, I don't know if you can see that, how it looks. You can see the little brush strokes that kind of make it look kind of like lines of fur or hairs. Not really, realistic, but it's giving the illusion that I'm looking for. All right, so let's sand our little green tops here. There's 4 of them. And I'll probably go grab my alcohol markers so that I can create some shading. Let me go grab those really quick. Save all of these for the other bunny. All right, I have these alcohol markers. They are MOGYANN, the ones I use like all the time. All right, so I'm gonna start putting this together and add the little details wherever I feel like they should go. So one of the important things is you want this to stand up. When you glue it together, you want it to be able to stand on its own. So make sure that it's not leaning forward or backward, okay? Try to make sure it's flush when you glue it. If you get this kit, okay? No pressure. Or if you got this kit. All right, so this is 1, 2 goes on top of 1. And at this point, you want to stand it up. Make sure that it bonds so that it doesn't slide around. Because you know how stick fast is sometimes. So you don't want it to be moving around at all. So now this will stand on its own. Okay, so we're going to add number 3 over the top of that. And stand it up again. Just like that. All right, so now you see we're building the little layers. Okay, now what goes on top of this is this one. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're going to attach the head first, then we are going to attach the ear parts. But we want to add these little pieces here, which is 2 and 3. And you just line them up where they go and then stand it up again. Okay, that way you know this is also going on there correctly. Where's my So I'm going to stand them up. I'm going to put, oh, that goes on the front. So I'm going to line that up. Make sure it's standing. And then we're going to take this one and put it on the back, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So it should look like this. So see how 3, 3, and 3? This is the next layer. Then we can add on this one, okay? But first, before we do that, I'm gonna go in with this gray alcohol marker, and I'm gonna come along this little edge right here with my alcohol marker, just a little. And we're gonna give it a little shading. And then you can do also a little underneath. As well. So this is where I was trying to figure out, do I want to do the same thing under where my carrot's going to be? So it has like a shadow. So I'm going to try it and see how it goes. And I'm going to go around the, this is the green part that goes on our carrot. So I'm going to go around the edge, and then I'm going to push that way. So it's going to smudge a little dark spot right there. I'm going to do the same thing right here and push the opposite direction. And then I'm going to come around and scoop this way and push this way. Try to get us a little, see how it's now, it's starting to create, it's very small and subtle. We don't want it to be like over the top. Just want to create a little shadow. Right up underneath where our carrot's gonna go. So now when we put this on top, it's got a little bit of shading. Do a little bit more right there. Like right there. And then we're gonna do around our carrot. It's what these alcohol markers are so great for. All right, so we can lay this on the top, and then we will see how this is going to look. We need to add a little bit more further down to create a little bit more of a dramatic shadow. Just a smidge. think that's pretty good. Now underneath here, okay, we can do here. And pull it upward. I have a hard time getting in this area. We're trying to create a little bit of character, and I'll sand this down just a little bit, but the goal is when I put this on, it doesn't look so, see how it looks really, really harsh there, but as soon as you add this piece over it, it almost like it creates the depth that it needs. Okay, so then we can go up underneath our little leg here. We want to do that a little bit more. I do a little more underneath this. Where you get to dress it up. Alright, so now we want to take, where's the little hand? Oh, right here, the hand. So we're going to pop out our hand. This goes, let me put the lid on this. So this is going to go on here. And now we want to create a shadow under our hand of our carrot. So first we are going to give some dimension to our carrot pieces. And I'm going to use, I believe I'm going to use this one here. Let's see how it goes. Could probably be a little darker. Now I'm going to take my gray. We're going to go under and smudge it. So now we've got a little shadow. A little bit more. Now I'm going to do a little under this. On the hand. Now I'm going to glue this onto here. I feel like I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Okay, so this is how, see how you have a little bit of a shadow up underneath there, and now our little lines have a little definition. And now I'm going to take a brown, and I'm going to come through the little carrot lines and just make them dark. Now we've got our little pieces coming together. Okay, next we're going to do our little piece that goes on here. So we're pretty much done with the body. We're done with the body part. We can go ahead and glue this on. We're done here. We've done all the little under colors, and then we're going to add our little, this little piece goes on here. Okay, so we're going to do all the things. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on. to the body because we've already done all of that. We're going to glue that just like so. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Okay, so now we're going to put this on here. So now, see how it's very subtle? It's not like so dramatic, but there's a shadow there. I want to add a little bit more right through here. So I'm just going to come through. And check your fingers with alcohol ink because if you have any other colors, they will reactivate and smudge. So I'm just going to go through, add a little bit extra right here. And then we're going to come through on our little piece here. Let's see what this looks like. Just a little. All right, and now this is going to go there. Let's make sure we got the rotation. So it's just enough. It's coming together nicely. All right, now I'm gonna take this blush. We're gonna do the cheeks. All right, what did I do with it? Let me figure out where it's at. Take our little blush. We're going to go over where our little whiskers are before we do them. It's kind of overly dramatic, but we want it to be really pink. And then I'm also going to do the top of the nose. To be a little pink too. All right, so we're done with that. Now I'm going to take my little tool here. And we're going to give us some whiskers. And we're going to also do the bottom of the face. And then we're going to do the underside here. this one. Look at that. I got a little crazy with that. It's very subtle. So you just swoop while it's still wet and swipe. Swoop and swipe. And we're gonna do right there where it kind of comes out of the head. And add a little dark there too. Now we could do a little under our nose. Now we can pop out our nose. Will go like that. And then let's take our dark gray and go through the little whiskers, which I feel like we're gonna need probably a little darker, but let's just go with it. And then we'll do the eyes. And we'll do little twinkles. So we've got our little face coming together. Let's go ahead and glue on our nose. That little spot there. Let's glue this right there. So, our little bunny face. How cute is our bunny? All right, now we want to glue on this part. Okay, so we're going to add some glue right here. And right here. Okay, and then we're going to add the glue to where the head goes. And we want to make sure that this is lined up properly. So let's check everything. I did get out of the lines on the edge right here, so I'll probably have to clean that up just a bit. And now our face looks like this. Cute. Now we're gonna do the rest of these. Okay, so now we're filling in all the rest of it. So we're going to do the ears, the little arms, the basket, all the little things that are left. So for the ears, I think this one goes in here. Yes. Let's find us a pink. Maybe this one. Yeah, let's go with this. So I have dark on my fingernails or on my fingers, so I'm going to clean this off. so that I don't smudge the dark onto my pink. All right, so I cleaned most of it off. All right, so we're gonna take our pink here and we're gonna do right along here. It's not that noticeable. Might need to go up a shade. I'm kind of nervous about that. So this is the next shade up and it's very, very pink. Let's do it. It's just subtle. You can see a little bit of a difference in the two. So it does make a little bit of a difference. All right, let's glue that in. And it just goes right in that opening. Let's do the next one. And this one's gonna go just like that, right in there. So let's glue that. Just like so. All right, so you can see how we added a little bit of shading around the top here. We added a little bit around there. Adorable. Adorable. Let's go back to our gray. We don't need our pink anymore. I'm not going to do anything to the nose because we did the blush. We are going to do our little hand here. So we're going to come along this underside. Just like that. That looks pretty okay. So if you don't know how to shade with paint, you can use a marker. That one's going to get glued right there. So let's go ahead and add this one. This is super cute. So you can see the little shadow there. Probably should add a little extra shadow right here before I glue this other one on. maybe that's enough. I don't know if that's enough, but we're going to find out if that's enough. All right. And then this is going to look like this onto here. Like so. So we're just wanting to see, like, how does that look? I think that looks pretty good. All right. Next, we're going to get our little carrots here. I feel like that looks pretty good. And then let's get that dark. And go through our little carrot lines. I think I used a brown. We're going to use this dark color. It'll be okay. So now our carrots are done. Our basket. Now this is where you can do a little extra to your basket if you want to. So let's find us another little marker here. I have this one. Oh, that's going to be a little too dark. Let's see about this one. I don't like that shade. More of like a weird looking color. I wonder how dark this is. I mean, that's pretty dark. All right. I don't want to go that dark. Let's just go with this one. Let's go under our little trim. Just a little. I feel like it could be a little bit darker. In the bottom. I feel like that's okay. Now, under the little arm here, do a little bit. Okay, now we're going to take a little over the top of this with this one marker, and we're just going to do very little along the top. Just so like along the top of this piece. There's just a little, there's a little something there that wasn't. All right, now we don't need that piece. We can just toss it. Now we're going to glue this on here like that. Now see how we've just got very subtle things that we did, simple things, and it's created little bits of character, and it's not like super difficult to do. Like you have to practice, but you can do it. There's nothing to shade on the rest of this. We're just now assembling our little basket. we're gonna do our carrots. Now you can see how the carrots look in the basket. These are alcohol markers. My iPad is not blurry at all. This is the MOGYANN. Sometimes when I get close, it might be, like if I try to get it to focus, it might be blurry, but if we have it down here, mine is clear on my iPad. It doesn't, this doesn't autofocus well. This camera doesn't autofocus well, but it's not blurry for you. It's not blurry for me either. Alrighty. So we've got our little arm on here now. I'm going to add a little bit more of this gray. Just right along there. And then we will glue this arm on. And you'll see how it came together. And then we will do our little, let's do our little carrot tops too. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue those. Alrighty. Let's put this one. Just like so. These along. Look how cute. And then this one. So here is our little basket. Now we're going to glue on our little arm. Just find your rotation to make sure it lines up. It might be your glasses. Listen, I've had to clean my glasses twice today. Let's get our twinkles. Little twinkle twinkles in our eyeballs. Twinkle twinkle. Twinkle twinkle. Dot dot. Dot dot. Cute. So, this is my gray bunny with what I think is fur or hairs or whatever you want to call it. Look how cute that is. So adorable. All right, I'm going to set these over here. I'm going to come back to them. I'll probably need to use them on the next one. All right, so we're going to do bunny number 2. If you want to hang out, you can hang out for bunny number 2. We're going to do that one white. And this is bunny 1. Now, if you decide that you want to add your little support on the back, you would put it here. And then you would attach this. Okay, you would attach, this says keep, just in case you want to. And it's like a little added support that you can add to the back of it. If you glued it together and it's wanting to like lean back or whatever, you would just add this right here. But let me take a picture and show you how it sets so you can see it. Let me get my little shelf. Where did my little shelf? Oh, there it is. My little shelf. Let me take a photo. First, I'm going to try and clean off this little ear over here because it's probably going to drive me crazy. Right there. It's going to give me an absolute fit. I'm just trying to clean it off. See, you can just clean up your edges. It might take a second, but you can do it. And you can take you a little brown marker, go right over that. Anywhere you're unhappy with how that looks. Okay. So let me set it on my shelf. OMG, that is just the cutest ever. Let me get a picture. Let me take a photo. Zoom into the body so you can see it maybe. Zoom out. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, I'm not gonna hold it up close because my phone wants to blur. I'm gonna wait for this over here to show me if it's blurry or not. It seems okay. And I'm just gonna zoom. Oh, there's a little spot on the leg right there. But do you see how I did the little... Hopefully you can see it. If you can't, I'm going to take a picture and you'll be able to see it. But I have little brush marks, little scratchy marks that kind of looks like fur. It's so cute. April, will you come see this?
Oh, that is adorable.
What are you doing? Do you still have stuff you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, can I do this other one? I'm gonna do it white.
I don't care what you, I mean, if you want to do it, do it.
Okay, I was just saying, I didn't know. Okay, we're gonna do the next one. We're gonna do it white. Oh my gosh, right? So cute. All right. I mean, you cannot beat how cute that is. You just can't. All right, for this one, let me lay it on here so you can see it. This guy is going to be white. It's got the little tail. Okay. That piece doesn't belong. So got 1, 2, 3. This piece goes here, then it goes here. This is the back support. This is this piece. this piece. This is the nose. And this is the hand. Remember how I had this backwards on the other? We had to fix it. So this one's just holding a carrot laying like on its belly.
So Amber, I probably have time to run this one. Let me see how much is on it. Oh no.
What is it?
Oh wait, that's not it. I already ran that one. Oh yeah, probably not.
I'll come look at it really quick.
It's got a lot of.
Is it 3034?
Yeah.
It's a lot of outlines.
Well, what takes forever is all this little stuff.
Do you want to go get it out of the trash? Do you know how to look and see the cut time really quick?
Yeah, 3034.
Yeah, just go see what the cut time is.
I'll check 3034 and I'll check 30.
It'll probably take me about 45 minutes to an hour. I know, he sits really low. All right, so we're gonna do this one. So super cute. All right. Oh, I glued my little sponge to the top of my glue. All right, I'm gonna leave all those little markers sitting over there. Let's get us another piece of paper. 53?
Yeah.
I would go ahead and do. Is the machine empty already?
Yeah.
Then I go ahead and do it. A cotton ball for the tear would be cute. Absolutely. Alrighty. So we're going to sort this out. So we do not need to paint this. We need to paint our body. We need to paint our tail and our foot. We don't need to paint these. This will probably go faster than an hour, but it'll be fine. So we're gonna do this one, light mocha, right there. So let's grab us this sponge. And we are not going to do an undercoat. She's gonna have surgery to remove a tumor tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Oh, today I had some bad news about my mom. She has to have surgery to remove a tumor. Okay, not tomorrow, but I do got it. I will keep your mom in my prayers. When I put scratchy marks on mine, it looks like I drug it up the street. Linda. Okay, first of all, Linda. Try layering your colors like we did with this one. See if that works, and do one coat of the top coat. And I ended up using, not that one. I ended up using this sandpaper right here, is a 120 grit. And I used that green brush, that 3/4 brush. But I'm not going to do that here. So I'm going to try and do one coat on my bunny that's going to be white. And the undercolor is going to be the wood color, like this lighter color. I don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to try to make them be friends. And if I don't get the look I'm looking for when I apply it to this, we will regroup and think it through. But if you have issues with it being super scratchy, maybe your sandpaper might be too abrasive. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this one. We're going to do the light mocha color for for our bunny. Claire, I'm very sorry to hear that about your mom. Okay, so we're going to do the little foot. Do you see that? That is not working at all the way I expected. So that is like a ton of coats of paint. Super coverage. Not what I was going for. At all. It's probably because I let this sit here and dry. On to the next. On to the next. All right. We'll see. All right, this one. A little more coverage. That's gonna just be the carrots. This is the body. You see that? Okay. And then we'll pop out the ears. They're going to be different. We're going to go with the nose, and then we're going to do our face here. We've got our little tool. Go ahead and do the ears while I'm here. Oh, my fingerprint. My little fingerprint. So that's probably going to be noticeable. Just go around the face. Hope for the best. I hope when I sand it, it looks decent. Alright. That would be all the pieces that need to be painted white. So we're only going to do one coat. Might have to fix the face. Alright, let's go into our pink, which is the cotton candy. I might need a second coat on that. Let's dry him. Bunny is cute. Thank you, Queen Mother 12. Appreciate it. I mean, do you see that one up there? We're painting a white bunny to go with it. Alright, let's do that. Why not? Let's just go ahead and do 2 coats on this one. There we go. Okay, what's next? The carrot piece. That would be this one. And so this is green and this is orange. So we have to paint the 2 separate. Oh, let me clean this out really quick too. These are so adorable. These would be really fun for kids to do because they're really big pieces. Just messed up the eye. Let me see if I can fix it. Alright, I did pretty good. Alright. Let's do the carrot. And that is going to be spiced pumpkin. And I think we need some paint. Possibly. We will absolutely need some of that. All right, we might need a second coat. Let's go ahead and do the green. And that is Hauser medium green. You want to snuggle him? So cute. So we tried something different on the gray one because I wanted it to look like kind of furry or like hair. And so we did a base coat of a light color first. And it actually turned out pretty good. So cute. All right, let's try this. I think I want to do a second coat. Alright, I think we're done with the green. Alright. I do think we're going to do a second coat of the orange though. right, done. Riley asked me to craft the other day, and I told her that we would craft the first week of March because we have a lot going on. I'm going to be going out of town. And then my son Caden has a birthday. We just have a lot of stuff going on. And so I told her, I said, we will craft in March together. Promise. Hello, Nancy. Girl. Can't believe you caught me live too. I've been here literally trying to be really consistent about coming on here, crafting with you guys. Every day of the week. In fact, I was here over the weekend too. All right. Is that everything? Everything? Good, good, good. Everything's painted. All right, so Linda. I think Linda talked about Scratchy. Looks like it's been drugged down the street. So this is an 80 grit piece of sandpaper. It's kind of worn down, so it's not as abrasive, but it's still kind of rough. This is worn down a lot, so it's more smooth. But this one is a little more abrasive. I'm going to try my hand with this one. Okay. You always catch me on replay? Well, I'm glad that you caught me today. Alright, so let's come this way. Let's come down this way. Definitely a little more scratchy. My edges are way more messy. Trying to clean it up just a little bit so it doesn't look so bad. Alright, so this and this is the difference in the two. I think it's pretty good. You got 2 boxes delivered today? Heck yeah! I think I've seen you watching the tutorials in our showcase. I keep seeing Jennifer Martin likes your video. I'm pretty sure it's you. I'm putting pressure. And I'm focusing more on this corner right here. So it's kind of a push to an angle. Oh, I'm pushing. And then I'll spot sand wherever I want it to have a little more distressing. I like that. This is 80 grit. So here's our 2 little arms. We're going to do this arm. Let me get this edge right here. So when I'm gently going over it the first time, I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure, but I'm angling it like, so this is a surface, I'm angling it like this, and I'm going over the surface. So I'm lifting it up a little bit and focusing along the edge. And then I will hold it, and then I will usually go flat over it. But usually I try to work on the edges first. And then I'll come through and do flat. Looks pretty good. Love it. You have a natural ability to create many types of crafts. I mean, we were talking about that today when we went to the nail salon. We were talking to the nail salon people, and, you know, we were talking about their business because they're new to the area. They're opening another salon in Miami. And we were talking about, like what do I do? Like, what is my business? And I was talking about, like, teaching people. And I said, some people are natural problem solvers that they can just jump right in, and some people need guided. April is one of those that need, like, she's not just going to jump in and do a craft. She needs you to tell her, paint this here, this color, paint this color. And I said, but my goal has been to help people use their imagination and talk themselves through what they would like to do and then commit to it. But not everybody is like that. So a lot of times people are doing it based on a finished photo, and then they'll make a few changes. Like, I did my basket brown. Somebody might do their basket purple. I did my bunny gray. Somebody might do it this color for that one. Like, but they'll do everything else the same. But the goal is to inspire interest in people being creative and crafty, and but I will be honest with you, sometimes I have to go to Google and search up realistic birds, realistic butterflies, and then I get the color inspiration, and then I just try to make it my own. And if I don't know how to do something, I will troubleshoot what would be the possible process to get this outcome. So, like for the bunny, the gray, we did a base coat of the light mocha, then we did a light coat of the gray over it, sanded it, and I think it was a success for me. Like, I would do that technique again if I wanted that look. Now I know this is what I need to do to get this look on something completely different. Let's say I wanted a brown bunny, and I would do the light mocha with a light coat of brown. I would sand it, and it would give us some layered textures. It's all information. And so I don't always know, but I am not afraid to figure it out. I'm not afraid to try new things. I like to find the answer. So how do we get certain results? We process of elimination, trial and error. All right, so here's the first bunny we did. So cute. And we're doing a white bunny to go with it. All right, so we're going to take the same 80 grit, kind of worn down. It's probably more like maybe 100 grit now. Still a little abrasive. Doing the edge, just sanding that edge first. We're going to come through and sand it smooth. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to sand again. Like, this is where I'm going to spot sand wherever I want the distressing to be. Maybe we want it on this back part. Ours is not going to look super furry like that one, but it's going to look a little distressed. So it'll be just a different version. And I'm still going to try and do some shadows and shading. I think that looks pretty good. And you can see where I really focused on this corner right here. Alright, so let's lay these on. So that's going to go on there. This is going to go on over the carrot. So over our little carrot. This is going to be the back foot. This will be... We probably should have done it this way. So we're going to have our little tail. We got our little foot, we got our little hand, and then we're going to have our little face. Okay, so we're going to do all the next steps. We do need to sand the little carrot still, and our ears, and our nose. Alright, so now we're going to focus on the face. So the edges. Repetition is also a thing that helps you learn. When you do a lot of the same thing the same way, you really do learn. Not perfect. But we're trying to match the face to the body. Hello, Patricia. I think that looks pretty good. Let's do the ears. They're scored right here, so don't break them off. Just be really careful. Is in the hospital having an epilepsy study done. Oh gosh. Don't do perfect. I don't do perfect either. I do whatever I feel like is the look I want. And I'm like, oh, that's exactly how I wanted it to look. Maybe not in the same spot, but it's the look I was going for sure. Do you see the difference in the two ears here? And then the face, it's just coming together, and it all ties into the style of what I'm going for. Now, as you can see, let this be a lesson, y'all. So do y'all remember when we were using the dark wax? You remember we were using the dark wax and we were sanding like the door and some other things that we've done? How super easy it is to like sand and get it really rustic. This one I'm having to really work myself to get this to distress, because the paint is really adhered to the wood. So it's a little bit harder to get that distress. If I would have waxed this first, I would have gotten like really quick results and I wouldn't have had to sand near as much. So just, you learn that by doing, and then it's like, oh, well, next time maybe I should have done dark wax. would have got a different result. You're having hand surgery next week? I see. I see. Well, I hope your hand surgery is a success. And you heal quickly. Y'all, I'm putting in a lot of elbow grease. Woo! That was a lot. Okay, face is done. Semi-done. Alright, so I'm gonna sand off this little spot right here. We're gonna do our carrot. That was a lot. Okay, so our carrot looks good. Let's get our nose and our ears, and then we can start doing the finishing touches. Looks pretty good. You see the difference in the two? There's a difference. You're sanding the edges. Is it actually the edges or the piece? So this is what I'm doing second. This is what I'm doing first. So do you see how I'm sanding the edge? Getting the edge. So I'm, sorry, this way. So it's flat. I'm lifting my sandpaper and I'm going sand, sand, sand. So to you, it looks like I'm sanding it flat, but I'm actually just doing the edge with like at an angle. So see how it looks like it's flat, but it's not. I'm doing the edge. So now I have it flat and I'm sanding. Now my ears are done. So let's pop out this little nose here. So I'm not going to sand it flat like this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go around the edge. So I'm going to lay it down and I'm going to go around the edges. So it's at an angle. So it's not flat, it's at an angle. Going around the edge. Around the edge. And then I'm going to do flat on the like the flat part of it. So now it's sanded like that. everything is done. Now we can start doing, that's the one mistake you've been making. Well, practice some different ways that, okay, so for example, when you have pieces like this that are like leftovers, or just even if you don't get our craft kits, find some scraps that you can paint in a few layers. Like do some brown over here with a white over it. Do some gray over here with some blue. Like create some layers and practice what happens when I do it this way. What happens when I do it this way? And try that, and then you'll have more information to help you, to guide you. Let's see. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. All right, so now let's do the markers. We're going to come into our markers. All right. So we're going to use this orange. It's very bright, vibrant. And we're going to go along the edge just a little. Come through our little scored out lines. We're going to give our little carrot some dimension. Then we're going to come back through with our gray under where our hand's going to go. And we're going to create a shadow there up underneath. So we're going to take this alcohol marker. We're going to go under. It's a little harsh and abrasive. So let's go in with some sandpaper and let's just try to blur that so it doesn't look so atrocious. It looks really harsh. If you don't like the way that it looks, you can always, paint back over it or whatever, but I'm gonna leave it because I feel like it creates a decent shadow under the hand. It looks really, really abrasive, but then as soon as we, add our piece over it, it's super awesome. I think it looks great. All right, let's get our darker gray. And let's go through our carrot lines. Okay, just adds a little dimension. And then I'm going to come through my little green bits and do that there. I'm just going to add just a little bit of shadow there. So let's go with that. This one, I'm going to go ahead and glue this together. So we're not looking for them to be done exactly alike. They're completely different bunnies, completely different colors, completely different. So here's our little arm, and there's our little shadow. Okay, cute. All right, let's do this foot. Now I'm gonna clean off my hands. I don't know if you can see where I've been smudging. And this is white, so we need to be very careful, okay? Let me go find the alcohol so I can clean this off my fingers. So I have alcohol like this. I'm just going to spray it on my wipe. And I'm going to try and clean off most of that. See how it's getting kind of orangey? I want to clean off most of the ink. So when I smudge it on that white, it's not going to be a color. It's going to be the gray that I'm going to use. I have a little staining, but it's not going to come off. It'll be okay. All right. But look what I got off my hands just from the smudging and distressing stuff that we've done. It's yucky. All right, for this one, so we want to create some shadows. We're going to use gray. You can use a lighter gray. I have some different shades of gray. We might start lighter and then work to a darker if we need to. So let's start with a lighter shade. Let's start with the lightest and let's see how that goes. So we don't want it to just look yucky and dirty. We want it to look like it's shadowed. So I think we need to go a little bit darker. So let's go up to another one. Like that's going to be a lot better for a shadow than the first one. And then we're going to come up this side. And you want to really smudge it like immediately because that stuff dries quick. So now our foot is looking like it's got some dimension versus this one. So we have this and then we have this. We're going to do something like this to this one with this marker. So not the darkest, but not the lightest. We're going to go with the medium. And we're going to go around this side and smudge. We're going to come around the bottom and smudge. So now we've got this one and now we got this one. So when we put this on here, we'll have a little bit of character. And then we'll do the same thing back here. So see how this lays over? We want to have a little bit of shadow there, right up underneath. So we're going to take this, and we're going to go right along and then smudge it this way. Right along, smudge it this way. Maybe come down just a little bit. And now we lay this over the top of it. Now we've got a little shadow there. We're going to do the same thing with our little tail. So we're going to come right along, go over it, do a little that, and then lay it over, and now you can see the difference there. So these dry very quickly. So like swipe it, smudge it, and your finger's going to look like this. It's going to look really smeared into your fingerprints, essentially. If you get a little bit of a hard area you feel like it's too much, just blur it. Just go over it and try to blur it out. And if you get too much, just go back over it again. Just go back over it. You want to add some more to your little carrot. Come back over here. Add a little extra. Now this one feels like it goes a little more with that one up there. All right, so we did this foot, we did the tail, we did this arm, or this leg, we did this one, and now we're gonna go into this one, which is basically the underarm under its face. So it's kind of like this. So we also want to add some shadowing around the legs, around like the top of the back a little bit underneath where the chin and the face is, and we want to go around this part right here on the underside. So I'm going to take this piece here, and we're going to go in and do the same thing. So we're going to come through, add us, smudge it, go back over it again, smudge it again, and then we're going to see how does our face look laying over the top of that. So now we have a little bit of a shadow. Kind of like that. It's very subtle, but definitely noticeable. Alright, so now we have this little line here where is the edge of our arm. You can use that as a guide to swipe over it and smudge. Swipe over it and smudge. And then you can use this one to swipe and smudge. Swipe and smudge quickly. So now when you put the arm, where's it at? Over the top here, you have some dimension. To see, it may look really weird without the pieces laying over, but when you lay them on, I'm telling you, it makes a difference to the depth and layers of like your stuff that you're making. If you want to create your crafts that look like you got them at the store, even though it's handmade, you can achieve that look. I promise. You just have to practice. You try new things. Alright, so let's do this back one over here. Okay, so I need to be able to rotate this. I'm just going to do it in sections so I don't smudge and smear too much. Alright, and then we can do like back. Just a little bit. I'm going to do like right there, you can. Alright, I'm going to lay these on. I just want to see what they look like. And then my little foot here. We need a little bit more right in that area, I feel like. I feel like that's pretty good. Maybe some right through here. I feel like it's coming together. Alright, let's do this one. Now, if you get it to where it's really dark on the edge, you can come back and at an angle, sand what you just did and just tone it down just a little bit if it feels too much. All right, let's see what this looks like. Definitely need to come around here. cute. Cute, cute, cute. We're going to do our head next, which is going to be a little challenging. So we're going to lay this on. We're going to lay this one on. We're going to grab this one. And now you can see how our little bunny is starting to come together. It's a white bunny, but it's got shadowing. A gray bunny, but it's got shadowing. Super cute. All right. Now, see my finger? See how it's looking? Yours will probably look the same way. That's totally normal. All right, so let's do this side. See what it looks like. I want some, just not near as much as I had. Come across the top here. Just a little. I think that looks pretty decent. Still looks like a white bunny. All right, let's do the ears. Did a little too much right there. See how you can just fix it? Side. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now, right underneath where the nose is, remember how we did that before? We're going to do a little shadow right there. Nose. Let's do just a little bit more. a shadow. Alright, so let's see what it looks like now all together before we do our cheeks and everything else. We still have to do our ears. So we've got our little bunny. Oh, I'm going to lay this down. So we've got the back. So we've got our little tail, our little foot back here. We've got our head. So see how we've got our little ear right here? We've got our ear right here. We did some distressing and details right there. We've got the shadow under our arms. We've got this foot right here. And then we have this one right here. And so it's starting to come together with a little bit of life. Okie doke. Now, let's do the whisk. Nope, we gotta do our blush. We're gonna do our little cheeks. The nose, the nose, the nose. All right. Now, if you want to do some on your ears, you can do that too, like right through here. So this is done. We need to do our eyes. Let's do that. We'll come back in with this one. And then we'll do the little twinkles. Let's do little whiskers. Well, hopefully you guys learned a few tips to take away. Even if you don't get this craft kit, hopefully you took some of this that you can use in your crafting. All right, let's glue it together, shall we? We'll do the twinkles and the eyes last. It'll be all right. Okay. Let's grab us our glue. I have an absolute mess sitting here. Alright, so the important thing about this is that you make sure it stands up, that it's going to stand up. Look at that, perfect timing. do our face. Gotta glue our nose on. Oh, hold on. That doesn't need glue. About right there. Nope. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. This goes on next. My bad. I'm like, I felt like something was wrong. 100%. 3 goes on next. Okay. Now, 3, 3. All right. This is going to go next here. And then here. So let's put that there. And then this one goes on. Then this one goes on. Right in that little spot right there. Okay, so 3, this would be 3, but it doesn't have the number 3, and then this is 3, and this is 3. Now we can glue on this. Okay, that was my bad. My bad. And let's make sure everything is lined up. And then your little earpieces will go inside there. Which you can leave them tabbed if you want. I wanted to paint them and put them back in. So that's what we're going to do. Let's put this one in. Oh. Come on now. There we go. So little ear. Little ear. So super cute. Let's do our little nose. I did pink noses because I thought that would be cute. Okay, so do you see how it's coming together? Now, if you want to add a little more before you glue this on, you can do that too. Like right through here. Like right across that little area right there. You can do that. All right, number 3 is going to be the carrot. Do this one, which is the back foot. Just rotate it till it lines up. I mean, how cute are you? How cute. Now, if you want to give it some little folds like in the tail, you can do that. So cute. All right. So on the back, just like the other one, this one has a support too. If you need it, you would put it on the back side, and then you would stick this on like so. And then you could also put it like over here if you want to. It's just a little added support if you need it. I haven't put it on any of mine. Mine have been okay. So, bunny 1, bunny 2 today. So cute. These are the alcohol markers that we used that I was smudging with my finger. It's, I got it on Amazon, Mogyann, and it is 100. Dual tip. And I ripped the top off because I got tired of dealing with the top. And I just keep them in this here. Like this. And then I have, all of these are in my little thing over here because I use these quite often for shading and stuff. That way I don't have to go get the whole box. And then we use our little pokey tool. We used our 2 different grits of sandpaper. We used sponges and a brush. We used our Jelly Roll 10 for the little twinkle in the eye. We used our makeup blush. I used this little tool here, this little brush to create the blush. And I use this calligraphy archival ink pen to do the eyes instead of the alcohol ink because the white doesn't blur with the alcohol ink. And then all the colors we used. So I'll tell you about those in just a second. Let me stick this one on my shelf. Oh my gosh, how cute are you? All right, let me take a picture. Adorable. I just love how it turned out. look at his little face. It looks completely different than the gray one. See how there's a little shadow where his face is laying over? You just have to use your imagination and like keep laying them over to figure out what goes where. Where do you add the shadows? What's it going to look like? What direction is it going to be? You know, I could have probably done a little bit more on the tail, but anyways. And mine sits just fine on my shelf. You could do your edge. It's whatever you want to do. So, these are the 2 different bunnies we did today. You want to come see?
Yeah, I need a sander because this is not acceptable. Oh, how cute. That's adorable.
Aren't they cute?
Yes, it looks fluffy and sweet. It's not, there's no texture. It's just color.
It's probably in the wood.
You may be right.
Here, let me see it.
Yeah, you may be right.
I think that might just be in the wood.
Yeah, I think it's just.
Yeah, but there's a face that goes over it.
Oh, good. Well,
Yeah.
then, nothing to worry about. Then.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
No worries.
All right. So, if you want to check out the bunny, shelf huggers that we did, look how cute it is. So adorable. Okay. You can comment the word bunny. Comment the word bunny. They are in the Easter collection. They are also in the newest collection, so you can comment the word fresh. They're in the shelf sitter collection as well. We have a lot of different collections and things are like in different places. So first of all, these are in Easter. They're also in the shelf sitters. They're in the newest collection and that's where you're going to find those. Okay. So let me, forgot to lay these back out just so you could see how they look. So we did both of our bunnies and then we are going to do, I'll have to go find the bears. There's a spring bear and an Easter bear. There's a leprechaun. Scooch myself back over here. All right, there is a spring bear. Let me show you the little spring bear in case you have not seen it. This would be in the spring collection, so you could comment the word bloom. This bear is also a shelf hugger. So it's going to go on the shelf just like, I can't show you in front of me because I don't have a camera that goes this direction yet. But this is a little bear for spring. And it also hugs the little shelf. Okay. Butterfly, bear, little hat, a little butterfly here, another butterfly there. Super cute. Okay, so that one, and it also comes with a little stand. Then we have an Easter bear. Same thing, we got one with a basket, one holding the carrot. Okay, so this one's got the little carrot, just kind of like this one. Go in a completely different direction. So if you don't like the bunny and you want the bear, you can do the bear. All right, then the other bear is going the other direction. And it's holding the basket. So it's just like this bunny, except it's got the little ears, it's got the little basket. Okay, so you have two Easter bears, one spring bear. Then we have our duck, which is just a little duck if you like something for spring. It's a cute little duck. And then the little wing and foot hangs off the edge of the shelf. Then there's a leprechaun holding a pot of gold. It's also sits on the little shelf. And it's sitting upright. So its little feet hang down, and it's the little pot of gold hangs down here too. So we have a lot of little shelf huggers. So you have to go and check those out. There's not a specific collection for them. They're just going to be in like the everyday shelf huggers or shelf sitters collection. But these are in the Easter. Super cute. Oh, goodness. All right. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed our craft. The new kits, the drawer, let me show you. These got cut. The new ones, the tulips. There's tulips. There's some other things. This is coming with the rest of them. So the drawers in the shop, the daisies are in the shop, and the other inserts are coming. They'll be in there probably later tomorrow because I have to still take pictures. I'm not going to stay and do that tonight. They just got cut. But this is the little drawer, and it's interchangeable. We talked about it yesterday in case you have not seen it. Has a little pocket in the back where you could put your greenery or some pens. You can stick your paintbrushes in there. You can put it in your little craft room. Like you could put your little paintbrushes in. Just like so, in the back. And it can be your little brush caddy that's interchangeable if you wanted to do that. Your pens, something in your office. Just an idea. Just a thought. Or you could just leave it empty. Now I gotta try to get it all out of here. Oh my goodness. All right. So this is, got the other inserts that are coming. And there is an interchangeable birdhouse coming that also got cut today. So anyways, thank you so much for being here. Very nice crafts. Thank you. Thank you so much. So if you are on YouTube, you can check the description of this video and you can go check out my shop. I did give you the link to these two there. If you are on Facebook, you can comment the word bunny, Jesus, or egg. You can also comment the word fresh. And bloom for spring. And yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow. Y'all enjoy your evening. I'm going to sign off and we're going to head home. And I will see you guys next time.